We'll get some jumping jacks in, and I want to know a little bit about your background in fintech and even how it helps you as a mining CEO. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think one of the things is, as a CEO or a president of a company, is understanding diverse intersections in the industry. And so you see the importance of the crypto industry right now and how the young generation is completely taken to it. So the gold industry is there, it will be there. It's a part of the natural hedge of the world. But Bitcoin's really taken to it. So my business partner and I, about a year and a half ago, he's this really bright 24-year-old kid named Henry McPhee. Just, you know when you meet someone special and you're like, wow, this kid's got it.
he's dialed.
He's dialed. So I'm having a hard time talking and jumping. So we had this idea about how to fractionalize royalties and streams. We're like, everyone's fractionalizing assets and like Ondo's doing bonds and everyone's doing real estate. And we're like, how do we break into that market? So we started developing a project called Streamex, and it started to get a lot of life. So we ended up building the actual real world asset exchange, brought on some of the top legal talent in Canada that have pushed probably the only major crypto projects through. The regulators, we're working with regulators, basically self-funded. So watching my bank account drain really fast. Projects we're developing with our group out of New York called Deep Green AI.
That's pretty bootstrapped, like not really investors in it yet.
Some investors, yeah, some close friends and family. But the reason we've done it like that is because we took a partnership model. And you ask what I learn about different industries, I'm a huge believer in partners. So in my crypto company, for my fintech company, for example, the developers, we said, look, you can charge us or we can give you 10% of the company. So we did that. And the important part for us is now they believe. They're fully vested. They're in it. We brought more partners on since. We're actually partnered with Coinbase as well on the technology side. So we've developed this exchange, and essentially it comes down to a point where you put layers into it. So we've got the exchange, we've got the ability to fractionalize assets. We want to start with royalties and streams because that's, mining and
so you're basically linking mining to the crypto or blockchain world, and you'll be able to invest in it through a coin or through a token. Like, what's the idea here?
Similar. It's more focused around fractionalization of assets and also the ability to raise money using that. So company X wants to raise $5 million. We can actually put that on our exchange, and you can go raise the money. Doesn't need to necessarily be in a form of a fractionalized token. It could be the form, but you can pull in crypto users into that.
Right.
So you've seen it with a lot of these assets where people are like, hey, I want to own bonds. It's like, well, how that's like the complete opposite of the crypto world, right? That's federal bonds in the US, and the crypto world's like, I want to be decentralized and I don't want to own anything. But the reality is people like money. They want to earn a yield. And they like leverage. So royalties and streams give you that. Ultimately, they trade at significantly higher NAV than the companies that they are invested in. We like the idea of creating that one-stop exchange. So one-stop shop, you can fractionalize, you can raise money, you can exchange it on there, and you can trade it. But we also created this private placement tool in there to help the industry get through that barrier of capital. Right now, the capital industry is going, we have this pot that recirculates. There's this other big pot around that we have no ability to tap into, so we've created that.
Right, so you're hoping to tap into those other markets that, might not necessarily be pulled into mining, but since they're already in crypto, you're kind of creating that bridge, and hopefully we get more people, speculators, investors getting into the industry.
Exactly. I'll give you a really easy and quick example. There's 60 million users on Coinbase. There's 550 million users of crypto in the world. How many mining people are there? There's probably like 30,000 or 50,000 or 100,000.
It's way broader, way bigger.
It's way broader. It has a higher risk threshold. And to be honest, they called it digital gold for a reason. They still want to reference gold. Yeah. So it's a very unique position to be in. Our exchange is starting to accelerate. We're starting to raise money into it now and starting to push it significantly forward because legal bills tend to rack up pretty quick. But again, we brought on one of the top lawyers as a partner.